Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4, the New Order, Last Days of Europe, with me, Alpha Pi Omega, and the Japanese Empire, or Empire of Japan, depending what you prefer. So in the last episode we played the first week of the game, but we already, in that 1 week, entered two crises. And the first one being the Hawaiian missile crisis, which is a mirror image of the Cuban missile crisis that took place between the United States of America and the Soviet Union. Now, as the Soviet Union is non-existent, I guess it's our turn to bring the entire world very close to the hell of nuclear war. But thankfully the game didn't give us a chance to fumble it, and it seems like it's gonna be okay. The second crisis we have ongoing, though, is a bit more, well, not serious, but a bit more hands-on. The Malian Civil War. Shonan has been one of our most problematic colonies for a considerable amount of time. Ever since we plied it off the British hands, while most have rightfully seen us as liberators, saving Malaya from exploitation at British hands, others have taken up arms against our government. The colony has been stuck in perpetual cycle between the military government and the rebels. Wow, what a sentence. While our most recent operation has reclaimed Shonan and all ports from their illegitimate government, we have information that they have stretched their hands for the Americans of all people. It's clear that the situation in Southeast Asia is escaping our control, and harsher measures must immediately be taken, starting with squashing Chinpeng and the UMAJF once and for all, before we turn towards the Philippines and their own little rebel problem too. Hawaii might have been an overstretch, but the Pacific belongs to us, and we will not let this affront to our hold in the Pacific stand. So this is our first proxy war, and it turns out it's going to be against the Americans, interestingly. We have a number of options here. Sadly, as you can see, all of them, with the exception of authorized bombing sorties, cost political power, and a lot of it. As I mentioned, this is going to be a big limiting factor to us. We are currently gaining 1 per day, and every difficulty is really hurting us in that regard quite significantly. But there are some things here that are helping us, like the penal system, public meetings, press rights, okay, are not really helping, but vote franchise, building coverage. Deficient administrative system isn't, though. We'll have to address that as we're gonna go wherever we'll have the choice. So the options that we have here, actually, let's go through them, is meet with generals of the 25th Army, which would give us 20 command power in exchange for 50 political power. Increased commitments to Shonan, that costs 45 political power, but would allow us to send an additional volunteer unit. Okay. Authorized bombing sorties against the UMAJF, that would significantly hurt them, giving them lower division speed, division defense, planning speed, and increases poverty rate. But it seems like ours decreases, or increase. Our poverty rate would increase as well. I'm not sure why. Kind of weird. We can send them anti-imperialist. We can supply anti-imperialist forces, which means we can send them infantry equipment, support equipment, and anti-tank equipment. We can ship our advisors, giving them a pretty decent bonuses for 180 days. We can send Japanese combat engineers, and we can sabotage the rebels' war machine. None of these seem really as tempting as the fact that we can send our elite units, which we're gonna do right now, and we'll see how we're gonna do in that conflict. Maybe we'll need to send something. So I'm sending IJA Expeditionary Force under command of Nishi Takeichi. So let's see if they will accept that. They will, which is great. So our units are now in transfer. And let's check the Konoe Shidan. This is actually a pretty decent unit, comprising of elite infantry. They're gonna greatly benefit from the fact that they have bonuses pretty much everywhere, but maybe we could even help them a little bit further. Air Assault Company was a good one. Okay, So that one would help them significantly, but it requires anti-tank, a tank helicopter. I don't think we're actually producing a tank helicopters, and I don't think we have any in stock. What is the attack helicopters? We have the transport helicopter, but I don't see any attack helicopters here anywhere. Okay, so let's fix that, because those are gonna be important. If anything, if I was taught anything during the German playthrough, it is that you need elite units as fast as possible. Okay, so here's the improved tank helicopter, hiding within the equipment list. Where's the transport one? Oh, over here. We have 251 of those. We don't have any of you. So let's see if we can find some factories now that the game has recalculated everything. Okay, so we can lower the amount of produced improved infantry equipment. Same with the anti-tank. We'll keep producing the motorized and the support equipment. I don't think we need that much artillery. That's fine. Type 26 FV, we can lower that a bit. And the rest, wow, we're heavily in deficit when it comes to planes, so that's something we'll have to address. Okay, so I can put 3 more now, and we have full-on production. Okay, that's good. So we're gonna keep producing those and eventually equip our units. Now, I don't think I actually showed the units that we have. The Taishin Shudan we haven't really shown at all. I don't think we have those, to be quite honest. And they are better, significantly so. They got the Air Assault Company. Wait, isn't that the same unit? It is. It is. Well, it is almost, but that's what we actually want to have. So maybe we would eventually change the Konai Shidan to Taishin Shidan. The tanks are okay. We checked them last time. Same with the motorized infantry. We have to be wary of our costs, because any unit, that's why I'm, by the way, not training any, because the game actively calculates what you train and build and charges you for that. So the end of the missile crisis, the event that has kept the world sitting on the edge of its seat for several months, has thankfully finally come to an end today, as the United States and Japan reached agreement over the Hawaiian Missile Crisis. While the USN First Fleet and the IJN have been in standoff, while the US Navy's First Fleet and the IJN, just General IJN, okay, have been in standoff around Hawaii for months now, Vice President Kennedy and Prime Minister Ino have agreed that Japan will withdraw its ballistic missiles discovered by the CIA U-2C spy plane from the disputed islands, while the United States will remove its own MRBMs from Australia. Yeah, this is really the same as with Cuba and Turkey. Yep, it is a mirror image. This has been a massive diplomatic coup for Vice President Kennedy, who negotiated the deal, while world press has largely criticized Nixon for his lack of action in the negotiations. So wait. Nixon is the president, and Kennedy is the vice president. Conservative, silent conservatism. In a world of unchecked radicalism and tyranny, America requires a steady conservative hand to steer the nation from destruction. To this end, Richard Milhouse Nixon has developed... Milhouse? Really? I had no idea his middle name was Milhouse. Has developed a unique strand of American conservatism in order to ensure the prosperity and stability of the United States in the face of constant internal and external threat. Taking its name from Nixon's appeal to the so-called silent majority in American politics, silent conservatism combines the interests of pro-Republican Party business groups and culturally conservative voters in the Democratic Party to create a cautious, pragmatic approach to solving the economic and social issues with the country. While primarily conservative in nature, silent conservatism seeks to create a moderate alternative to what it seems as naive liberals and heartless reactionaries who threaten domestic politics. Rejecting radicalism from both sides of the political spectrum, its proponents instead attempt to appeal to the vast sea of voting blocs in America through broadly populist rhetoric, flexible reforms, and a paternalistic attitude towards the nation's citizens. Owing in large part to Nixon's own pragmatism, silent conservatism often hesitates in taking any strong positions on political issues, instead preferring to stick to a middle ground that largely follows the majority opinion on any particular subject. While most is successful so far in ensuring the stability of the deeply divided Republican-Democratic coalition, time will tell whether or not Nixon's approach to politics can continue to walk the tightrope between the increasingly divisive issues that plague the nation. So this is, if I understand it correctly, radical centrism, you would say, and you basically just go with whatever the majority wants. That's an interesting approach to politics for sure, but I don't think that's actually doable. And we're missing interceptors as well. Okay, where are the interceptors? Improved jet interceptor. I thought we had those. Yeah, no, we're missing. Wow, we're missing a ton of interceptors. Jesus. Okay, so why can we save some equipment construction? Jesus. Oh hell, we really need to chill here, because it's gonna take a while before the Air Force actually is capable of doing anything. My god. The Taisei Yokusankai. Happy New Year, Hayato! In the first days of January 1962, after the New Year's recess was over, Hayato and his colleagues now returned to the Diet in the chilly midwinter months. The Diet building seems gloomy from a distance, and the grounds were wet with precipitation from the night before. Hayato's colleagues in the Taisei Yokusankai greeted him with relish, displaying great friendliness towards one another. Perhaps this year, Hayato thought to himself, everything would go smoothly. Are you alright? Quite so. Prime Minister Ino Hiroya opened the first session of the Diet of the year, declaring that this year would be a year of continued prosperity for the Japanese people, and that the Pan-Asianist ideology had gone 1 year closer to its realization. The Yokusankai's deputies sat divided. Hayato sat among the conservatives, right next to the reformists. Behind them were the technocrats and the Kidoites, backbenchers of the party. Everything was going well. Then the yearly budget. The conservatives proposed to maintain the military and domestic allocations to be the same level as the previous year. The reformists rose up in contention, demanding a cut back towards the military. Incensed, the technocrats stated that they cannot abandon the principle of the national defense state, not at the height of the Cold War. The Kidoites raised their hands. 1952. Then they bickered among one another. Another brawl on the legislative floor. Hayato sighed. Here we go again. Welcome to Japan's House of Cards. As with any house of cards, the Diet's rocky balance is dependent on alliances, deals, and tribulations that all have a date of expiration. Every year from now on, the House of Cards will be rebalanced to reflect such occurrences. Okay. To manage it, the House of Cards decision category is now available. It can be used to increase relations with other factions or to see the progress until the next balance check, as well as the effect it will have on us. So did we have any rebalancing here? I don't think so. but we now have the choices here. Despite the Diet's official supermajority being part of the Yokosankai, in reality it is made up of a number of competing factions alongside a sizable contingent of independents from all across the political spectrum. Alongside keeping our own faction powerful and united, we must pay close attention to our relations with other factions, as their support may prove crucial in enacting our agenda. Kyodaites' relations are good, 60%. Reformist relations are poor. Independent relations are poor. Conservative relations are excellent, 90%. And technocrats' relations are terrible, 20%. We can guarantee the support of at least 226 MPs to vote with us on any bill. We need 233 to pass. Okay, so we don't have enough. Improve Kyoto relations. It will increase the relations by 10%. Reformist relations. Okay, so Kyodaites, because they're terrible, would increase by 10. Reformists would increase by 5. And technocrats. Okay, so everyone increases by 10. The rest, the terrible ones, increase by 10. The House of Cards is dealt a new hand. Nothing can withstand the test of time, and as years pass by, any bonds and feelings will wither away. In our current state, if our current state is maintained, when this mission expires, the following will occur. So in a year, Diet faction power. Alliances in the Diet have a surprisingly short lifespan. The Conservatives' faction power decreases by 5%. This will happen because we have 25% or more power. Okay, support. The support in the House of Peers decreases by 10%. This will happen because we have 60 or more percent support. Public approval. Misinformation and broken promises are all too common in politics, so public approval decreases by 5%. Okay, so this is just going to collapse on us every year. So we need to keep the support, the public support, and the relations all up on a minimalistic political power. Lovely. Okay, at this point I'm still going to keep accruing political power. We're gonna revisit it every month. We're getting about 30 political power per month, so we have about, what would that be, 360 political power points per year, with additional getting to us from the focuses. So, okay, I think we've already checked that the power of the sides is equal, right? 7 to 15, 7 to 15, 51 to 75. Yep, it's similar, but they have more special forces units, and they got less factories. So if we manage to continue supporting them, it's gonna be okay. 3 military factories. Can we have an extra? So let's put it on artillery. Decisions available. Yes, I'm aware we have a decision available. Okay, so our units have arrived. Now let me see. Attrition, soft attack. You are fully equipped, aren't you? Yep, you are. Okay. So can we assign an army commander? We do not have one. And we cannot promote anyone. Could we assign... I think we're gonna go without for now. Now let's send you guys over there, and we're gonna execute battle plans. What is the battle plan? Gonna be here. We're gonna use the battle plans here because we will need every single bonus we can get. So let's go. You are regulars, that's fine. Akira Kurosawa releases Sanjuro. One of Japan's most eminent filmmakers, Akira Kurosawa has released his most recent opus, the Jidaigeki film titled Sanjuro. A sequel to Yojimbo, released the previous year, Sanjuro stars Kurosawa's frequent collaborator Toshiro Mifune and is based off Shigeru Yamamoto's short story Hibiheian. Critics have appreciated the thematic shift from Yojimbo. That is easy to mispronounced, Yojimbo. A Sanjura is now set in a fortress town instead of a far-flung backwater, which may have panned for being too Western influenced. Rumors following the production of Yojimbo include Kurosawa being threatened by the Toko and figures close to the military, but there has not been any concrete proof of such. By far and wide, critics have lauded the film, with many praising the perfectly synergized mix of comedy, action, and adventure. On the technical end, many have also praised the cinematography of the film. Revolutionary for the time, as well as Mifune's incredible performance. The film has also outsold Yojimbo in Japanese theaters, another milestone broken by Kurosawa. Rumor has it that Kurosawa has already begun production on his next film entitled Akahige. While he has confirmed it as being inspired by another one of Shigeru Yamamoto's short stories, rumors that he has considered Fyodor Dostoevsky's work as another source of inspiration are still unfounded. So we get 10 extra political power. And the Reich's last conquest. On the 19th January 1962, Eberhard Köhler became the first man to ever land on the moon. While the space race has been a struggle between the Reich, Japan, and the USA, and while the Americans had managed to put the first man in space, the Führer was proud to announce that the German landing firmly plans the Reich as the victor in the competition. A grand ceremony is planned in Germania to present Köhler and his fellow astronauts with the Iron Cross, and a week of celebration has been declared across the Reich. While terse congratulations have been sent from America and Japan, President Nixon has vowed that the United States would be the first to create a permanent mission on the moon, and Japan shortly thereafter announced it would be the first to land on Mars. Big words, guys. Big words. Okay, we can actually attack immediately these two, right? And push them out. Yep. So I wanted to actually encircle them, but as they attacked us during us passing them, we are going to repay them in kind. They're taking quite a lot of damage. You can continue pushing. Well, encirclement might have been better. We are going to go and make sure that we even this out. It's going to be a nicer or nicely defendable border for our allies. And we can then try to go for Taipei. Okay, so this is looking good. And forces are exhausted. I think they won't be able to reinforce with that amount of factories. Foreign policy decision available. Yep, we now have the option to do any of those, but I don't think it's necessary. Okay, we're gonna get the report very soon. Assassins strike at Hitler. News from Germany is sporadic at best. Information smuggled out of Germania reports that shortly after celebration over the moon landing settled, military units and several platoons worth of bodyguard units filled the streets and immediately put the city under martial law. Apparently, an assassin, which the Germans claim belonged to the Japanese Tokumo Sokan, attempted to kill the Führer, but was stopped in his attempt by one of the Hitler's personal bodyguards. Already reports of various other assassinations have surfaced. In the streets, the various military units nearly came to blows, as several units ordered each other to stand down and the chain of command fell apart. Suddenly, the Reich seems much weaker. Can the Germans maintain their new world order when they can hardly handle themselves? Oh, I don't remember if this was a fake operation or if something really happened, but we probably would get information that we tried to assassinate him, wouldn't we? Or maybe not, who knows. Okay, they're reinforcing. But okay, we might actually lose this area. But we can take the airfield. Can I move air units here? I could if there was at least a single air. Okay, wait. Let me see. Where do we have our air force? These guys are all interceptors, tactical bombers. Do we have fighters, interceptors? So could we send the fighters here? Nope, it's not allowed. Okay, I should have probably sent them when I was sending the expeditionary force. Okay, suddenly this doesn't seem as easy as it seemed before. Okay, so you guys rest and gain a little bit of the planning bonus. You can get a 70% planning bonus. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, we're gonna take advantage of that. And you're gonna exhaust yourselves on this attack. And we're gonna jump in. So go. While they keep attacking, we're gonna strike at them from behind and push them out. Okay, they don't really have such bad. They don't have such bad units as I expected. So let's see. Can we? We don't have enough military experience or army experience. Okay, we can get an operative here. Chio Makino, master interrogator, escape artist, seducer. Yep, you know, are a really good choice. So I'm gonna go here and start spying because it looks like we might need every single man here. Hitler names Bormann as his successor. Following the recent attempt on the German Führer's life by a suspected Tokumusokan agent, the pressure upon the Führer to name an official successor and for the Reichstag to formally recognize the choice has been steadily building. After almost a week of debate and speculations, Adolf Hitler today appeared on live television from the Reichstag and announced to the Reich that his successor would be Martin Bormann. Considered the most likely choice, the decision has been welcomed by the moderate and conservative elements of Germany, although the liberals and some elements of the military have expressed concern. With Bormann's commitment to staying the course of Nazism with only a minor reform, Albert Speer, Hermann Göring and Reinhard Heydrich have criticized the choice as being certain to drive the Reich into an early grave. More or less the same, it would seem. Okay, so I think we can stop here and we can actually attack here. Okay, and the Americans truly did send reinforcements. We can see them right there. And we got a free military factory here. There's nobody sending air in here. I think I might have made a mistake there immediately. So, contrary to my original expectation, this is going to be a much harder fight than I originally thought. Let us send an extra factory on the production of tanks, and let me see what we could give these guys to make them slightly stronger. Support anti-tank. Anti-air doesn't seem... The air assault company would be amazing, but I don't think we have enough equipment. So the anti-tank for now would be probably the best choice. And it would help with attack in all the areas, so you might want to consider that one. Okay, let's wait for this unit to leave and we'll launch an attack. Okay, report to the Empire has been finished. We get 50 political power. So now let's go with the financial no, actually no. We want to show the public. We want the support. The hardworking Japanese people have always been the true reason for our unparalleled prosperity. It's only fair that they get to see the fruits of their labor. This will surely raise their morale to even higher levels, and it will also dispel all unfounded rumors about the so-called impending economic crisis. We have nothing to hide, and the whole world will envy our continued success. So let's send us on that path. And because we have 119 political power, I think it might be a good idea to start working on our relations. So let's improve the relations with the technocrats. And the Kyodites. Oh, actually that was just... Okay, how often can we do that? Okay, so let's go also with the Kyodite relations. Now we have 233 MPs, which is good. And we need to start supporting our ally here. I think what we're gonna do... could we send volunteers? Okay, this would allow us to send an extra air wing. So the best thing we can do here is, I think, send an extra unit as fast as possible so that we can change the situation while it still is happening like this. Or what else could we do here? I mean, sending him equipment and everything seems like a great idea, but let us increase our commitment, which means we can now send 3 divisions. So do we have any other units that we could send that would be good? What about you? Yep, okay, so we're gonna separate you and send you as... I'm gonna give you a commander just in case to make sure. You're not... You're all commanding, so let's send you with General Cho Isamu. Okay, and we're gonna send an air wing, but we need to know which one. So send volunteers, send air, and send you. Okay, and okay, they allow that. And let's see what kind of air wing, because there is no air in there. Sending, no, there is now, and god damn it. I was really hoping that we could send... Okay then, we have to send an unit of fighters. Improve the jet fighters. Do we have any air wing that would actually... Okay, that menu is not great. That would be full, and that's not suffering. Yeah, they all are suffering from not enough aircraft. Okay, well, interceptors or fighters then. I think the fighters can do also Quasar support, can't you? Nope. So these are interceptors, these are fighters. Okay, it might be just me, but the fighters have better agility, get better air defense. Well, okay, the first army, 3rd fighter squad is going then. Wait, over here. So let's send you there, and you are going to go with air superiority. Okay, well, this is not going great, but it is happening. So in the next episode, we are going to... Wow, we have these events. That's going to be fun. So in the next episode, we're going to continue with this. And we are going to hope that we can turn it a little bit around. Because so far, it seems like they are pushing us heavily. So if we can send in more units, it will be better. I hope that the Americans said only one. I don't see another unit here, so... our special units should be able to take this. If we can take the airfield, then it's gonna all be ours, but we'll see. So thank you very much for joining me now. See you in the next one. Oh, like this.